Welcome to another edition of Straight Talk. At this moment, I like for everybody that's here and in the viewing audience, just have a moment of silence for Queen of Soul. Aretha Franklin has transitioned on, and also Senator John McCain has also transitioned. And I use the word transition because their energy is still with us. Whatever they done while they was on this particular place, Earth as we call it, they parted the way in their own way. And they're both phenomenal people. So with us, we ask for a moment of silence. Later on today, we're expecting the young lady to come in. We're going to do a tribute to Aretha Franklin. But right now, we got a fantastic group, and they're called the Butterflies. Let's go over to the Butterflies and let them do their thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to come over here and go ahead. I'm going to come over here and join these beautiful people, and we're going to talk a little bit about who they're. I know it's the butterfly, but we're going to have it spoken in Espanol so people out there understand and hear us. Please introduce yourselves and everybody that we have with. And you are, Senior.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Kenya Marquez. I'm the founder and artistic director of Ballet Papalotl. That is in Aztec. It means butterfly.
She say doctor.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And who we have here?
I'm Genesis.
Yes, Genesis. That means the beginning, huh? Mm-hmm. Yes. And who we have right here? Come on over here.
I'm Joshua.
Okay, I need you to, I want the people to see who you are.
I'm Joshua.
Yeah.
Joshua.
Say it like you mean it.
And I'm 5 years old.
That's right, that's right. And who you got right here? Come on, young lady.
I am Yaretsi.
You're arrested. Come on in, come on in. I want y'all to come on in, but this camera can see. Please share a little bit about your organization, your mission.
Yeah, the mission of Ballet Papalotl since 2003 is to share the authentic Mexican culture and folk dance so then we can contribute to a more harmonic Northwest community.
Yes, now how do people get in touch with you, be a part of this organization?
They can go to the website. We have several pages, balletpapalotl.org, or they can call or Google because I think we're the first in the list. We have been in Oregon since 2003,
Okay.
and we have won a lot of prizes and recognitions as culture keepers in the state of Oregon.
Okay, now
So
what,
we want to be part of this Oregon and bring the best so that people can know us, what we do.
Now what I'd like you to do is repeat everything you just said in Spanish for us.
Oh,
Yes.
claro que sí. Entonces nosotros somos el ballet papalote, que significa mariposa en la lengua de los aztecas, que era náhuatl. Nosotros hemos existido desde el 2003. Nuestra misión es compartir la auténtica cultura mexicana con todo el noroeste para contribuir con una comunidad más multicultural, más armónica.
Okay.
Y,
Now give a shout out to that young lady that invited you.
¡Échale, María!
Yes, let's give her a clap for us. Yes, yes, yes. Say a few little words to young people that's out there watching. Yeah, come on in, come on in. Yeah. Whatever you would like to say to the young people, your friends that's going to be seeing this show. Yes.
So, like,
Go ahead.
what I like about dancing
Yes.
is that, like, it shows, like, my culture and where I come from. And it gives a little bit about me.
And tell them who you are again.
I'm Genesis Gomez.
And please repeat everything in Spanish for us.
Okay. Me gusta bailar porque es como... no
That's
sé.
okay. Take your time. Come on. Yes.
Es como, es parte de mí y estoy enseñando a todos cómo soy, dónde viene y dónde vengo.
Oh, beautiful. Gracias. And you, come on. Yes. I want you to turn this where this camera can see you right there. Yes. And I want you to come right back here a little bit. Right here. Yeah, where they can see it. Go ahead. Why you like dancing in this program? Yes, come on.
I like dancing because you could express yourself by dancing.
Yes. And who are you?
And I'm Yaretsi.
Okay, now please repeat that in hablo español.
A mí me gusta bailar porque puedes expresar cómo eres en bailar.
And tell your friends in Spanish they need to get a part of this program. They need to come and start dancing, yes.
You need to join us because we do a lot of dances and it's really fun.
And then hablo español. Yes.
Nos puedes venir con nosotros a bailar porque es divertido y te puedes expresar.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, come on, young. Just see. You want to say it?
I like to dance.
Okay, hold your head up. I got you. There you go. There you go. Look right at the Senora Maria Garcia. She's waving at you.
I do dance.
You like her dancing?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. You want some more fellas to come dancing with you? Tell those guys, come dancing with me. I need some more guys to dance.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Gracias. Let's give them a big hand. Okay, come on. We'll go ahead and take this one out with a few more words so people get in touch with you and be a part of this beautiful program.
Yeah, so if you want to join Ballet Papalote, then you can Google the page. We want to share the authentic Mexican culture and folk dance, and because it's part of who we are, and the roots. Half of Oregon was from Mexico, so we want to be here building a better Oregon because that is part of us. We're also Oregonians, so we're here to make a better country.
Hablo español,
Ah,
please.
también hablo español. Si vous voulez, je peux parler français aussi.
Gracias. Let's give him a big hand. The butterfly. Yes. Okay.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you come home. Just a little bit, hey, baby, just a little bit. Just a little bit, mister, just a little bit. I ain't gonna do you wrong while you gone. I ain't gonna do you wrong 'cause I don't wanna. All I'm asking is for a little respect. Just a little bit, baby. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm out to give you all my money. And all I'm asking in return, honey, is to give me my promise when you get home. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Ooh, your kisses, sweeter than honey. And guess what? So is my money. All I want you to do for me is give it to me when you get home. Yeah, baby, whip it to me. Just get home now, just a little bit. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, T-K-F-T-C-T. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, little respect. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. Woo! Yeah, little bit, little respect. Just a little bit. I'll get tired. Just a little bit. Keep on trying. Just a little bit. You're running out of food. Just a little bit. I ain't lying. Just a little bit. Please stop me. When you come home. What you say? Just a little bit.
Ebony Lobley.
Yes,
Did I get it right?
you did.
She want to make sure I got her last name right. Okay. She's a gifted artist, and she's going to share a little bit about her art and how she got involved with art, sharing that gift. Okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
everything started off with boredom in class, just being honest with you. I really wanted to express myself, and where I was growing up, I didn't have that opportunity to do so the way I wanted to. So I used to sketch, I used to make ideas and create things, and especially when it came to my feelings about my surroundings and everything like that. But it turned into art that now I could, share with the world and people in my community, and assist people in my community if they would like to have something like that for themselves, or just something that expresses you and myself at the same time.
Okay. In a few moments, we're going to bring up some of your work. But right now, can the camera shot get a couple of shots of the work that she has, so she can talk a little bit about it? There you go. You started.
On the furthest right, I wanted to draw this profile because I had a fascination, and still do to a certain extent, for Egyptian culture. I really wanted to expound upon let's be real, her blackness. I got tired of seeing all these other busts of things that's not exactly advertising who she really was, and how she was really built, and how strong she was, what her roots were. And I wanted to get that bust there. That's how come her lips are more, they're full. The way her neck is standing is as if she is royalty, which she is. The next picture that I have close to her is just a woman that I happened to see on the street. And the way that she walked, the way that she moved, the way that she expressed herself just in the small gestures made her seem powerful to me. And I wanted to express that, at least through her facial expression turning to her right. The artwork that I have here in blue, this is for my grandmother, my late grandmother, Aretha. She
Condolence to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she passed away, but she had a great love for reading and education and things like that. And I felt, let's say, blue and sad because she was gone, but she was still a fire to me. She kept burning to me. That's how come I made her body, this young girl reading a book, out of red, because I wanted to see the fire. Even though it's hard and tough around you, you still have that fire to keep going and to learn more. This one was a self-portrait because I just wanted to see what my hair would look like when it was free, because it's been a while. So I decided to look and expound upon the colors. I went ahead and looked online and saw several pieces of African American jewelry and art, and I wanted to mimic one of the pieces that I saw. The necklace that I have on here is a Ghanaian print, and I decided to put that on myself because I just wanted to express who I am and where I come from as well. But that is where these art processes came from.
Now, do you work with just chalk or paint or a
I work-
combination of all of them?
Yeah, I work on several mediums.
Okay.
I work with acrylics. I work with charcoal. I work with pencil. I work with crayon. I have kids. I work with anything that I could put my hands to, and anything that I have not tried to work with, I learn as fast as I possibly can, because I want to be able to do everything I possibly can within this art area. I like art. So.
Okay, you said as a mother, how children respond to you when they see their mom drawing into her zone, her artistical zone?
They want to learn it so
Yes.
badly. They
Yeah.
enjoy it. They want to see how mom does it, so they want to put it down on paper themselves.
Right.
And being able to have that kind of relationship with my children and family, where I could sit them down and be like, okay, this is how we start. Let's see, what do you feel first? What do you want to make? What do you want to create? What do you feel like in order to put it on that paper to share it with somebody else?
Right. And speak to the moms out there how important it is to have that relationship, whatever the child might be interested in, particularly if they're interested in what they're doing.
If anything, it's the fact that I could have something to talk about with my children that I can relate to them on their level with. Not just in a teaching manner, but they could teach me just as much. There's certain aspects of my art that I didn't even touch until I had children, because I didn't know that that was something that I could tap into. And having that relationship with your kids with something that you take so passionately, as well as them as passionately, it's a strong bond that you're creating.
Beautiful. Now, if you get an opportunity, can you pull up some of those pictures? And she's going to talk a little bit about those. Okay, can you kind of explain that one to us?
Oh, yes. This was an African American couple. They were just married, West African to be specific. I wanted to draw their love for one another and the closeness that they have. I have their garbs that they're similar, meaning like you see the crown of his head and you see the arm of her dress. I wanted them to show that they are of one another and they are meant to be that one, even though they're two separate entities. Mother and child, that was one of my favorites. The reason why I love this paint, actually it's not a painting, this is actually pencil.
That's pencil, okay.
Yes, that is pencil. I drew them because I saw my daughter, my youngest is 2, and she has this habit of running around and she doesn't like wearing clothes sometimes. So it's like, it's the cutest thing to see how chunky they are. But I wanted to show a mother's love for their child, and that's how I expounded upon that. This is a quick sketch with pencil, actually. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I think her last name is Nyong'o.
Okay.
But she is actually one of the actresses that was on Black Panther.
Oh, my goodness,
So
yes.
I was looking at her face, and I love her facial structure, the way it's built. It's a strong facial structure, but it has its soft intent through her eyes. Like, you can see that she's a kind-hearted person and down to earth. And from what I've seen online and other things like that, she does actually express that. I was drawing a giraffe one day because one of my bosses, where I work my 9 to 5, his daughter really loves giraffes beyond all reason. And I wanted to expound drawing animals a little bit more. So I went ahead and I studied giraffes for probably a couple days. And that's
Wow.
my first giraffe that I've ever made.
That looks pretty real. Now, is that chalk, English? Ink?
It is,
Or-
the medium is actually pencil still.
Okay.
I just happen to, it's the easiest thing to come about to have
Yes.
pencil with you, so it makes it easier and less messy.
Now I got a question for you. I'm getting a little wrap-up time.
Yes.
How does someone get in touch with you? Do you help with the youth? Are you willing to? Well, I know you are, but I'm just going to put it out there to help train them or enhance their gift.
Yeah, actually, what I'm going to be planning on doing, because school just started, so I have to let them have a chance to get studying down. But I do want to have a class or so where we could go over art with children. I think the age ranges that I really want to work with are from ages maybe 4 and 5, because I'm used to that, to about 15, 16 years old, because I want to see where their head's at, and I want them to be able to express themselves the way that they usually aren't able to do on a regular basis. I wanted to be able to do that, and I also have a project coming up.
Please speak on it, yes.
I'm trying to get as many African American people within our community and draw pictures and things like that of their busts and everything like that, so I could create a book and have it finished by Black History Month 2019. So that's my idea that I want to have done and completed. And let's see what else is going on. But you could also reach me. Sorry, you could call my phone.
Go ahead.
Should be,
Put it
it's
on out there,
at
yeah.
503-867-9961. I'm happy to work with anybody who is willing to work with me. You could also find me on Facebook and Instagram as well, underneath Ebony Lobley.
Okay. What we would like to do when you start working with the youth, please give us the honor and bring them on and talk a little bit about working with you, how they love you with their arts. We'll be.
He's the kind of guy that would say, hey baby, let's get away, let's go somewhere, where I don't care. He's the kind of guy that you give your everything, yeah, and trust your heart, share all of your love, till death do you part. I wanna be what he wants when he wants it and whenever he needs it. Ooh, and when he's lonesome
Joining me is Miss Bora
Yes.
and Miss Claire. Each month, Miss Bora comes in and she does what they call Beneath the Rose. And I'll let her explain a little bit what that means, but she's going to always keep us abreast, informed about what's happening politically. And we got the midterm elections. Please talk about that and how important it is.
Yes, yes. But first of all, Beneath the Rose, when you think of Portland being the city of roses, a lot of things happen. So what I do is, and don't take my thing, okay? So what I do Beneath the Rose, I sort of lift the rose. Because when you see a rose, it's beautiful. Everything about a rose is beautiful. But sometimes when you take a second and lift that rose, go beneath that rose, you're going to see some things that you don't want to see or that you didn't think was there.
Right, so Benito, so what you have going on the political side for us?
Well, today we're going to talk about the upcoming general election 2018, which is right around the corner, as my grandmother would say, November 6th.
November 6th.
All votes have to be
Yes.
in by 8 p.m. on November 6th.
Okay.
And we're looking at a couple of persons who are up for re-election. Of course, Governor Brown, Kate Brown, and versus Newt Bueller.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of that on TV, huh? And then appearing in the runoff, in Portland's runoff, the Multnomah County auditor position between Scott Learn and Jennifer McQuirk, and then the hot contested City of Portland Commissioner position, which is Joanne Hardesty and Loretta Smith.
Right, and I want to say something about the auditing piece because I had the opportunity with Ms. Garcia, who is here, and yourself and some of the other candidates to learn about, well, they already knew, but to learn about how important it is about the auditors. They have their hands in a lot of things, particularly when it comes to the money. And people really pay attention to that. I mean, do some research on these people that's messing with your money. I know you understand that part. Come on.
Yes, you cannot downsize their position. So we know about the historical race between Joanne and Loretta. Now, I
Okay.
never like to look at it as oftentimes the news says, oh, the black women. I don't look at black, first of all. I look at position and the women, the qualification.
Okay.
That the other falls in. Then the Metro Councilor for District 2, there's a runoff between Joe Buck
Okay.
and Christine Lewis. The most important thing is that everybody needs to register to vote.
Register to vote.
Oftentimes we complain, why is this bill, why was this passed, why did this person get in that position, that person not qualified, and we can look, most time you can look in the mirror and answer that question.
Right. I see this young lady. I want her. She's nodding right now. Go ahead, Miss Claire. Jump right in on that because you nodding to like that's the right thing.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
Coming off of that point, I actually met Bora at a very informational youth meeting,
Okay.
and we all had the opportunity to actually sit down with these officials and actually ask them questions, get some answers, and at the end of the night actually vote on who we thought would be the best choice, for the next year of Portland positions. And for me, that is definitely becoming more relevant. I'm about to be 18 in a month,
Okay.
and being prepared to get the paperwork in, to know that, hey, I need to be able to know who these people are, what they want, why they want it, and what they're going to do. And it's becoming much more important for me and my family in particular. So learning that, having the resources to learn it, to get in the round, yes, is something that I think is very important.
I want to give you a clap praise because as a young person getting involved right now, can you touch on a little bit about how you can get your other friends, young people your age, to get involved in voting?
Yes. So when it comes to expanding a circle of influence, or just basic resource knowledge, suggestion, just basic societal importance, it's important to have the skill to speak with purpose and to go out and actually speak to people. I think that the opportunity to have youth circulate the knowledge that they can go to a high school meeting where people are actually, who have these positions, are willing to go, is something that is invaluable. You know, I myself didn't think that many people would show up for this. I didn't think it was such a huge deal until I was actually there, and they were talking about who's going to be in charge of our sheriff's office, who's going to be making those important decisions, who's going to be a commissioner, which has hands in all sorts of places.
Yes, absolutely.
And what will we be setting up for ourselves coming into, you know, we're getting cars, we're going to be saving for houses, we're going to be taking the public transportations, we're going to be in the society that we're deciding now. So knowing that is incredibly important, and to make that a thing, I think it's very important for our school officials to step in and make that available to students, be it through school websites, actually the students stepping up to the plate and doing YouTube channels, just making school website channels, getting involved in film and actual government, economics, all of those important topics. At my own school, I'm only taking
Go ahead and
economics
give
and
a shout out.
government
What's your
this
school?
year.
What's your school?
Benson Polytechnic.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm kind of a little disappointed because I'm in my senior year now,
Right.
and we're finally getting to economics and government.
Okay.
Of course, we've done basic history, modern world history, but it seems really relevant to have a foot in the door on things that are happening now and what happened before, so we don't make mistakes
Right.
that have already happened.
As a young person, what are you finding is the biggest thought or obstacle that young people do not want to get involved with the political arena?
We don't think.
We don't think.
I didn't
bottom
think.
line,
I
yes.
didn't. We
Right.
don't. We don't. And the things that we participate in don't participate in that.
Okay, can you give a shout out to the young people out there and let them know how important it is to vote in the midterms elections?
It is very important to vote as soon as you can, because sooner rather than later, it's going to be the generation after us that's
Yes.
making these decisions. And I think it would be in our best interest, as well as theirs, to be sure that we're setting up a field that they can play. We should know the rules. We should be able to teach our kids the rules. Even though we are still kids now, it never hurts, ever hurts, to know what you're about to be stepping into, especially for future success and self-appreciation and self-worth. It's so important to know what world you're in. I didn't know what world I was in until I
Got into it.
got
yes,
into it. I
absolutely, yes.
stumbled, you know,
Right.
and you should be able to flow into it because it's where you live. It's what you're going to be doing. It's the jobs you're going to get. It's the people you're going to meet. It's the rules you got to abide by. The rewards you get. You know, it's all interconnected, and we need to get on top of it.
Get out and vote. Midterm.
Yeah.
You got a couple more things. Go ahead, Ms.
Yeah, there are
Moore.
only 3 qualifications to register to vote in Oregon. Number 1, U.S. citizen. Number 2, a resident of Oregon, and at least 16 years of age, but 18 to vote. So our youth do not have to wait until they turn 18 to register.
Right. Okay. Got it.
And I just want to close with this part.
Okay.
We often say the children are our future. No, the children are our present. So we don't wait until tomorrow to become proactive and to motivate and stimulate them. We need to start yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yes.
Ms. Board, Beneath the Rose, and Ms. Claire. Let's get Get out and vote November 6th.
Before by 8 p.m.
Thank you again, Ms.
Okay,
Board.
thank
Ms.
you.
Claire, thank you.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go back, let's go way on, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10. I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with degrees, but it don't take too much time to see what you're doing to me. You better think about what you're trying to do to me, yeah. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. Oh, freedom, freedom, oh, freedom, yeah, freedom.
Yes, joining me is Miss Maria Garcia, and I had the opportunity and the pleasure to meet her during the candidate forum. But I was really impressed is what she's doing for our community. And joining her is Mr. Corona, Senor Corona. And so they're going to talk a little bit. Did I say that right, Senor Corona?
Yeah, we're going to talk about what we are doing for our immigrant communities here.
The immigrant communities. And it's important that we all understand what's going on because nobody's in this by themselves. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to separate and just be in our own little places. So please, Ms. Garcia, welcome and thank you.
Thank you. Buenas noches, Maria Garcia. Thank you for the invite again.
Oh, de nada.
Nice, thank you. So as you well know, we are facing, the immigrant communities, we're facing big challenges. They're not new. Since back in the Bracero program, that was on the 1930s, something like that, we have a big number of migration coming from workers, Mexican workers coming to do the heavy work of the fields, right,
Yes.
all over. And right there is where the doors were open for these special visas or special programs to bring campesinos, field workers, to work legally here,
Okay.
right? There were many issues with the Bracero program. When I worked in the Mexican consulate, and that was a few years ago, after probably, what was it, 50 years, finally we were looking for some of these men who participated in the Bracero program to give them some of the money that was never paid to them after 50 years. And believe me, it was like $50, $100. That's shameful.
Yes.
That
yes, it
means
is.
exploitation.
Right.
And our communities have been suffering exploitation, slavery,
Right.
modern slavery,
Yeah, we
right?
understand that one.
And
Yes.
you know, we're
Yes.
brothers for a reason,
Exactly,
right? So we
exactly.
have many things. Issues are not new. We know that. The difference right now is that we have a very hateful government, a very hateful man
Yes.
that is separating even more our own communities, right? So what are we doing about it? Our hands are tied because in our community, and I'm speaking as the Mexican woman I am,
Yes.
right? There's fear. We are very fearful to call police and report crime. If you are a woman who's been abused, call it different kind of abuse that is taking place. Most likely, this woman is not going to call the police. Is not going to report the crime, because especially if this woman is not documented, right? So that's a big problem, especially if you have kids and the kids witness violence or any type of crime, right, happening. So people are not reporting crime. They're not allowing law in a way, you know, to help them, the law to help them, because really the law is not in our side right now. That's the reality. You know, we always had these issues, but it's more severe now.
Right. Now, can you touch a little bit about the big issue that people have documented, undocumented? Can you kind of explain that to the viewer now, what that really is all about? Because we get a different twist, and I'd like to hear it from you so you can explain to the viewing audience and the audience here.
What
that
it means to be documented. You know, it is it's very tricky here,
Okay.
because even though they say we are undocumented, meaning you don't have a green card, you are not a U.S. citizen, right? Or you don't have some type of special visa that allows you to work and live here, right? And earn your income. And
Right.
that's what is considered documented person.
Okay.
But we are documented because IRS, even though you don't have these specific documents
Yes.
called green card, right, or visa, IRS has a register
documents.
of our documents.
give
They
you
know
money?
who we
Yes,
are,
yes,
because they give you an 18 number.
Right.
Okay, you are undocumented,
Yes.
but guess what? You are working, and we can give you an 18 number, right?
Right.
So you have to present some kind of ID, and they issue a number. So every year you do taxes. You report your taxes. You pay your duties, right?
Yes.
So are we undocumented,
No.
or we are documented?
And they give
we
you
are
money.
documented.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right? And then they're saying that we are, and I'm saying we because they're my brothers and they're my sisters. I'm
Yes.
Mexican,
Yes.
right? So we are abusing the system. No, we're
Explain
not
it.
abusing the system.
yes.
If you go to the fields and you go and see how the campesinos, and my heart is very close to the campesinos, to the field workers, because they put the food on our tables.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So if you go and see how they live, if you know and listen to the stories of women being raped because they're being exploited,
Yeah.
right? Because they're being abused and they're having their own kids, little ones, like the little one who was dancing there, you know, they're picking berries, you know, strawberries, you know. They're generations after generations working in the field. That's a very humble job. And I'm very grateful because they're here and because they're doing it, because I will not do it, right? So what's happening really in our community? Why is so much fear? Why, if we are
Yes.
producing, right, we are, our purchase power is about $9 billion.
$9 billion.
$9 billion.
$9 billion
$9
in
billion.
2007. When,
Yes,
when,
speak to
when,
that,
the when the budget in the last year for Oregon was 22 billion, so 1/3 of the budget in Oregon is our power of purchase in the Latino community. So we are contributors to the economy. We are paying our taxes, about 25 to 30% in payroll taxes. And when you don't have the documents, you have IT, no social security number, nothing, no benefits are returned to you.
Yes.
So you are losing all the benefits, you are paying all the taxes, and supposedly this country was founded in the no taxation without representation.
Taxation,
Say
my
everybody,
goodness. Yes,
we are
yes.
paying taxes. We deserve all the services, all the benefits, and we are not taking anything for free. And,
Right.
and that's what I don't know. People is calling all the time that we are abusing the system, as Maria said, but it's not true. We are
Yes.
contributors, and we are heavy contributors to
Absolutely.
the
22 billion. Go ahead.
Are
Yes.
we undocumented or we are documented?
I say
you
you're
know what I'm
documented,
saying?
you're paying taxes.
You're paying taxes.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm glad you touched on that. And it's good for people to hear it from people that are involved. So we're still relying on, now this is the media, but we're doing it right. This is straight talk. So we're getting it right up in here. That you are contributing, you're paying taxes, and
No
22
benefits.
billion, no benefits. But see, they're putting it out the other way. Like you're just over here and you're taking all the social services, you're taking everything from everybody, but nobody's saying that you're worth you're worth, I'm gonna say that, $22 billion.
No, this $9 billion.
$9
$9 billion.
Yeah.
Out of 22.
Out of
billion
22 here in Oregon.
in Oregon.
See,
yeah, it's
nobody's hearing
1/3.
that. Nobody's hearing that. And
Yeah.
go ahead and speak a little bit more about what's going on with the immigration process there.
Yeah, well, right now we are in a process to fight back to keep this state sanctuary state for the immigrants.
Yes.
In the past, 2 years ago in Hillsborough, we fight back and
Yes.
we have a heavy fight to become a sanctuary city. Even the mayor is a Republican. Hillsborough became a sanctuary city
Sanctuary,
because of
yes.
the organization. So let's talk about solutions. Let's talk about organization. We need to organize all our communities all together. Communities, Afro,
Yes.
color communities, all the minorities. We are the majority.
Exactly.
All the minorities together are the majority.
Exactly.
So we need to organize now and to make our power value, because we need to show that we are contributors. We are here to do positive things. And now the measure 105 to be voted in November is trying to get the sanctuary state out of the
That's
out of
measure
the law.
105?
105.
I want to make sure people hear that.
Yeah, we are saying no to that because it's gonna hurt a lot the state, because they're gonna spend money.
Yes.
They spend money in our police, in our local police are gonna do the immigration work, and it's not worthy. We are not paying for that. Actually, you and me and all the immigrants are paying for the police uniforms, for the police salaries, and they're working against us.
Exactly.
That's wrong, and we need to organize. And as we did in Hillsborough, we can do now. I can tell a little bit about what's happening in the election in Mexico.
Okay.
With this small party, only 3 years old party, no money involved. We were super poor, and we were doing everything voluntary, and we won the country by but a big one.
Yes.
30 million people votes for the new
goodness.
government,
My
and
goodness.
52% of the people just vote for this party. So we can do it, and we can do it here too. No matter if the people is against us,
Right.
if the people is gonna laugh about us, or they ignore us,
Right.
they're gonna fight us, but we're gonna win. So let's organize all the communities together. I'm here to say, please, all the communities of color, all the supporters, because we know that we already have also some allies in the white communities, in the Philippine communities, in the Chinese communities, Latino communities. We can work together because we need a better state and a better country.
Right. I got to clap on that. Yes. And right there, I have to quote the Dr. King. He said that we are all tied in a single garment of destiny. What affects one indirectly affects another one directly. So I can appreciate when you said all of us get on board, because they want us to stay separated,
Exactly.
because we're powerful together. Any events coming up that we need to know about?
Yeah,
Please.
I'm personally working on Day of Dead celebration, which is very close to my heart. I grew up in that tradition,
Okay.
and it's a Mexican pre-Hispanic tradition, and we celebrate life and death. This time is going to be taking place at Portland Art Museum.
Okay.
So we're working. Actually, I will send you the info, and
Oh,
I appreciate
please.
the support. It is very meaningful, and it's very important for our Latino community to be present in a house of art, like the
Yes.
Portland Art Museum. And I keep telling Mike Murawski, who's our contact there, Mike, you need Latino art. You
Yes.
need Latino exhibits. We need to see that, just like we need to see, Black artists there. We need to
Yes.
see Asian art there. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And it's going to be November 2nd. We're coming up with the details. We're putting the agenda together, but we're going to build altars and have some other Latino artists presenting their vision of Day of Dead. And one more thing,
Sure.
I'm going to start working with Latino Club. It's a youth incarcerated in McLaren.
Oh, my
So we're
goodness,
going to start
yes.
putting a program together. And I just went last Thursday to invite them to participate.
Okay.
They're going to send their art. They're going to send their interpretation of Day of Dead, of Dia de Muertos, how we call it in Spanish. I went to talk about this celebration, and they were very excited.
Excited,
And
absolutely.
because it is important to me to reinforce our identity. And many of these kids, they're bilingual. They're bicultural, right? For wrong decisions, they
Yes.
end up in this place, but they're very far away from our culture. So this is something that is very close to their heart, and they say, yes, we want to participate. So I told them any form of art, graffiti, poetry, whatever you can do with your hands,
Express yourself.
send it to me,
Yes,
because you are
yes.
part of our community, and I'll
Yes.
be honored to have your art in the museum. We have to be there just like you have to be there, because you're part of our community. So we're going to have a specific area for the boys.
Oh my goodness, yes. Ms. Garcia, please keep us informed. What our state talking to, we're more than happy to do it. Senor Corona, thank you again. And did you want to add something else to it real quick?
Oh, just we're gonna start our community campaign against the 105. It's gonna be in September in Hillsborough and flea market, and probably we're trying to do here in Portland too. We're gonna launch this just a community effort, no real organizations involved. It's just the community organization and liaisons, and we're gonna start to talk to our neighbors about the 105 and how that measure is gonna affect our relationship, our economy, and our state.
Hablo español for the people out there. What you just said, yes.
Vamos a tener el lanzamiento de la campaña contra la medida 105 en la pulga de Hillsborough, y probablemente en Portland, porque vamos a estar comunicando a la gente cómo afecta esta medida racista a nuestra comunidad, a la economía de nuestro estado y a nuestro estado en general.
Okay, Ms. Garcia, en español, please.
Una invitación para el 2 de noviembre que vamos a celebrar el Día de los Muertos en el Museo de Arte en el centro. Los invito a que por favor vengan y participen. Es bien importante que mantengamos nuestra tradición viva, y tener un espacio en el museo es algo bonito, es algo que tenemos que apoyar para que siga creciendo esta celebración que es parte de nosotros, es parte de nuestra identidad, y es importante que nuestros hijos se familiaricen con nuestras tradiciones porque son de ellas también.
Yes,
Gracias.
please. Okay, and thank you so much for bringing the butterflies. What's the butterflies at? The butterflies, come on, fly up in here. butterflies. Yes. Right now, joining me is the women of faith. Now, somebody said something about at the cross. What's that part?
We are women at the cross.
Women of the cross.
But we are women of faith.
But we are women of faith. All
yes.
right. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am Reverend Marva J. Edwards.
It's a pleasure to have you.
I'm Pastor Robin Franklin.
Pastor Franklin.
Pastor Francine Freeman.
Francine
Freeman.
And
Minister Audrey Terrell.
Minister Audrey Terrell of DATA organization.
Yes.
Go ahead. You be dropping some poetry. Please go ahead and drop that poem because we also celebrate the Queen of Soul.
Yes.
And so please drop that poetry on us.
This is a good poem for that because it says success. Success is far more than the money we earn, far more than the mere knowledge or fame. Success is far more than the mountains we climb or the titles that we add to our name. Success is far more than just striving for goals as we struggle each day to excel. Success lies in how many lives we have touched along our life's journey as well. I would just like to say, as you go through, congratulations if you have achieved some of those things. Because with each success, you add a new chapter to the rich heritage that is already yours.
Now, you ladies have an event going on right now. Let's call in. Whoever wants to talk about it a little bit.
Well, we're planning a fall kind of something brand new.
Brand new.
It's a preach-a-thon.
Okay.
We got preaching and praying and praising. We're going to have a Friday night and a Saturday afternoon. We're inviting 14 women of faith to come and just share what's on their heart. Some are ministers, some are lay ministers, everybody just is a person of faith.
Yes.
And so we just want to hear the voice of women. We are women at the cross because it was the women that went to the cross first.
Okay.
While it was still dark.
Okay.
And they went to the empty tomb, or the tomb, they didn't know it was empty, and they found out. And they were the first to proclaim the message that he's risen. So we're women at the cross, inviting women of faith to come and share with us at Hughes Memorial Church.
Okay.
It's going to be October 19th and 20th, Friday night, about 7 to 8:30. We're going to have Saturday afternoon from about 1 to 3. We have food planned, fellowship, a good time of preaching and praying and praising.
Oh, man. Go ahead, Dr. Lett.
I was just going to say that we had a planning meeting, which was just so lively, full of the Spirit. We thought about addressing the women in the Bible.
Okay.
And
Yes.
just what we learned from those women. What did we learn from Jezebel?
Yeah.
What did we learn from Sarah,
Yeah.
Deborah, all of those women that were in the Bible? So we as women of faith, that we can be like them or not like them as we minister to the community, to the world, to our families.
Yes.
So we're excited about this.
Yes.
And women are just calling and emailing about, I want to pray. I want to do this. See, women, this day and time, women are alive and well. God used women then.
Right.
And he can certainly using women today.
How do they get in touch with go ahead.
When we were talking about the women that are in the Bible, I'm getting ready to start up a Bible study. It's called Bad Girls of the Bible. And there's not only bad girls, there's real bad girls, and there's a little bit bad girls. And every last one of them are all the women that are in the Bible, including the unknown woman that was getting ready to be stoned and the woman at the well. Because when we're talking about preaching about the women, we're also talking about how they were changed.
Yes.
Because they got to have a story to tell.
Well, you know what? We got somebody here to tell us a story. She's going to do some Aretha, tribute to Aretha Franklin for us. Are you ready?
Nice.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Morning rain. I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew
Go ahead.
I had to face the day again, Lord, I used to feel so tired.
Yes, Lord.
Before the day I met you,
Hey, come on.
life was so unkind.
You're the key to my peace of mind.
Go ahead.
And you make me feel. You make me feel.
Hey.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ooh, when my soul was in the lost and found, you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me until your love helped me to name it.
Huh.
Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. And if I make you happy, I don't have to do more. 'Cause you make me feel.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. Woman. Oh, what you done to me. You make me feel so good inside. And I just wanna be close to you. You make me feel so alive. 'Cause you make me feel. You make me feel. Oh, you make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel.
Let's give a hand. Let's give a hand. Let's give a hand. Miss Keller. Miss Keller. Ooh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I know that Miss Aretha Franklin came out of the gospel world. Her father was Reverend C.L. Franklin. And this is one of the songs that I remember our adult choir rendering. I have heard of a land.
Yes.
On a faraway strand.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tears of beauty home of the soul, built by Jesus way on high. There we never shall die. 'Tis a land where we'll never grow old. We'll never grow old.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Never, never ever grow old. There is a land where we'll never, never grow old. We'll never, never grow old. We'll never, Lord, never grow old. There is a land where we'll never grow old.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. We got the women of faith. When's the event? When's the event? Preach-a-thon. Women of faith. Marilyn Keller. Powerful.
Amen.
Powerful. I got to come over here and shake your hand because that song there, oh my goodness. Now, please come back. Please come back and join us. Miss Marilyn Keller. Let's give her a hand. And the women of faith. Thank you.
I run for the bus.